You know that feeling. A big idea hits you. Maybe it's a business, a career change, a project you've been sitting on for months, and for about 30 seconds, it feels electric. Then something shifts. A quiet voice starts talking. It says, "You're not qualified. You don't have the time. It probably won't work. What if people laugh?" And just like that, the electricity is gone. Most people think that voice is weakness or fear or a sign the dream wasn't meant for them. It's none of those things. That voice is your brain doing exactly what it was built to do. And once you understand why it does this and the exact sequence it follows, you can stop fighting yourself and start moving. Here's the first reason, and it goes deep. When you set a goal big enough to actually change your life, your brain doesn't register opportunity. It registers the unknown. There's a region in your brain called the amygdala. Think of it as your ancient alarm system. It evolved over millions of years to keep you alive by scanning for danger. The problem is, it can't tell the difference between a physical threat, like a predator, and a psychological one, like a new business idea. To the amygdala, unknown and dangerous are the same thing. So the moment you imagine a life that's significantly different from the one you're living, your amygdala fires. Cortisol rises, your body tenses, and the part of your brain responsible for long-term thinking and rational planning, the prefrontal cortex, starts to go offline. This is why the excitement doesn't last. You aren't imagining the future. You're triggering a survival response. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing its job. But here's what makes it even more complicated, and most people never hear this part. The amygdala isn't just afraid of failure. It's afraid of something deeper. Your brain carries a story about who you are, what you're capable of, what kind of person you've always been, what your life looks like. A big dream, if it actually succeeds, changes that story completely. You'd have to become someone different, think differently, live differently, be seen differently. And your brain finds that just as threatening as failure. Psychologists call this identity-based self-sabotage. People unconsciously undermine goals that conflict with their existing self-concept, even goals they desperately want. It's why people who say they want to be successful keep doing things that keep them exactly where they are. It's not laziness. It's the brain protecting a story it already knows. So now you have two threats firing at once: fear of the unknown and fear of becoming unrecognizable to yourself. And when those two threats combine, the brain has one move left. It hijacks your dopamine. Dopamine is your brain's reward chemical. Under normal conditions, it drives you toward goals. It's what makes ambition feel good. But under stress, the dopamine system shifts. Instead of chasing the long-term reward, it starts hunting for something immediate, something easy, something safe. That's why you suddenly feel like checking your phone, reorganizing your desk, watching one more video. That pull you feel away from the thing that matters, that's not distraction. That's your dopamine system offering you relief from a threat response. And here's the part that makes it a trap. Avoidance works. It genuinely reduces the stress signal. Your brain feels better, so it learns to do it again and again, until the pattern is wired in. Every time the big goal appears, your brain routes you away from it before you even realize what's happening. So that's the full sequence. Fear of the unknown, fear of identity change, dopamine hijack, avoidance loop. 4 steps, every time. Now, here's how you break it. 3 tools. Each one targets a different part of the sequence. When you feel that familiar wall of resistance, don't fight it. And don't obey it. Say it out loud, or even just in your head. My amygdala is trying to protect me right now. That one act of labeling activates your prefrontal cortex. The rational brain comes back online, and the threat signal drops. You're not eliminating fear. You're reclassifying it from "this is dangerous" to "this is my brain doing its job." The brain doesn't panic at small steps. It panics at the full vision. So don't ask yourself, how do I build the business? Ask, what is the one thing I can do in the next 20 minutes? Not because the big dream doesn't matter, because small steps are the only thing that bypasses the threat response long enough to build momentum. And momentum is what rewires the brain. Every small win signals to the amygdala, this wasn't dangerous. We survived. It's safe to keep going. Remember the identity threat? The brain sabotaging you because success would change who you are? You can get ahead of it. Start describing yourself as the person you're becoming before you have the results. Not as a lie, as a direction. I'm someone who shows up for their goals. I'm building something. I'm a person who does the hard thing first. The brain moves toward the story it believes about itself. So, that voice that showed up 30 seconds after your big idea, it wasn't telling you the dream was wrong. It was running a 4-step sequence: threat detection, identity protection, dopamine reroute, avoidance reward. Automatic, ancient, and completely overridable once you know what it is. The people who build remarkable things aren't fearless. They just learned to move while afraid. Now you know why the fear happens. You know the sequence. You have 3 tools. The only question left is, what's the dream your brain has been trying to talk you out of? Drop it in the comments. I read every single